Well, hello, it's Bears back. What I have here is a MAKO lock, SFIC core torn down. And I had someone ask me about if something happens, which, excuse me, is you take it apart and this is your, of course, that's your control ring that locks it into the lock. Ask me if when you're taking one of these apart, I'll go the right way. Is if you're taking one of these apart and you're dropping the pins out. No, I don't want that to fall out. And you because you got to get the exact size, and this is an off size cylinder. If as you're taking it apart you accidentally go to and those pins bounce around, and then they get all mixed up and excuse me. I'm really sorry, guys, my throat's just not doing good today. If you can get one stack exactly right, which means when you pull it back it goes up in there, and you've got the top one would be your middle pin, would be the control pin, and then your next pin that comes up would be your driver pin, and then you'd have your spring on top of it. So if you can get one right, at least one right, you got your stack size. So that helps a lot, and try to get as many right as you can. Helps a lot. But if you don't understand SFICs and you haven't gone and watched other people's videos and learned the calculations on them and everything, I think I'm going to move this light here. You haven't learned the calculations and everything on them. They can be kind of a pain in the butt, but if you don't have all that and you have your keys, you're not in bad shape. Okay, so because you can always, now this one was taken apart and they couldn't get it back together right. And let me see if I can zoom in on those pins for you. Excuse me, guys, you got to do that again. As you can see, your pin stacks, they're all even. They should be all even. Well, this one's not, and this one's short. That means when things went wrong, they got switched. So you need to balance that out. But all the key pins are right because you take, okay, let me go back out. You take your operating key, give me a KA, take your operating key and you put it in here and you put the pins into the right order, and they all fit and they're all flush. Well, once you've done that, you've already got your pins set up right, your bottom pins. So what you do next is right now, let me try this again. It looks like a couple of them are off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try what I think is wrong here. Is I'm going to move these. I'm going to try without trying to get in the way of the camera. Get this one out of here. It looks a little long. Doggone it. And drop that one out. And then we're going to take this short one over here. Now, I'm not saying this is exactly right. I may have to go to my charts and get it right. I'm going to put that over there and put that back down. I'm going to take this long one, drop it over here and put that back down. How we looking? pretty close. That looks pretty close. This one moved a little bit, but I think that looks pretty close. Now, the way to check this is I'm going to take a break real quick, and I'm going to load this thing up real fast, these key pins, and we'll go from there. I'll be right back. Okay, we got the pins loaded up, and this is our KA. It's our operating key. Sorry about the glare, guys. And we run that in and get it where it goes, and as you can see, we're there. Okay, hold it down where it'll lock in. So we're there. We're where we need to be. Alright. So we know those are our key pins, and that's their depth. They're all in the right position because the key works. Yeah. Okay, so now what I would do if I didn't have the charts and all that stuff is I would take, now we know we had the right heights. Now we don't know that they're in the right order. So what we got to do is we got to figure out the front to the back. And what that is hopefully that don't roll. This is the front of the lock, and your big bulge will be out the back. So the front is here. This is the way it goes in. Okay. Well, the top came off, and that's held in by the core anyway, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect anything. So we know this is the front. So we can put this in like that, get it pretty much lined up, because you remember you have a front on this that has a little space on it. And if you want it to really be able to get it, you see these grooves? That's with your clip. So now we know those pins are right, so we take this clip. See if I can do this without messing it all up. I'm trying to do it to the camera, and I got to quit doing that. Get the clip on there, and then you're pretty well set. You just push from the back. You're set where your pins are going to be. Okay. So what we're going to do is we got that set. We're going to run in our key again. I got it pushing back. You got to get it in the right spot. It helps in this deal. Okay. And okay, something's there. It goes. Okay, now you got your key turning. The back clip helps a little bit. Helps you hold on to it a little better. All right. So now you pull that out, and you go to your operating key. Would be this one. Okay, now you see how a lot of those pins are up higher? All right, I'm going to try to hold it like that. And what we do now is the second pin in, as you can see down here, I'm pulling this off. This is number 1, so it goes in number 1 spot. If I can get it in here, it's just an example. And is it flush? Looks just a little high. No, it looks good. That one looks pretty close. And what does the other one look like? The other one looks really small, so I would say that would have to be the one, because that's got it real close. Now you can do this with these because you had them pretty well set up, but I would recommend going to the charts and getting the actual numbers. Now you see this one, number 2, and you see how long that pin is. That don't look like that's going to work in there. So we're gonna try the longer one. And if that doesn't work, that means we are really off. Yep, that don't work. So let's go with that little one and see if that comes up to shear. It may. Who knows? Yeah, it's right there. So that is the right one. Now that front one may be off a little bit. We may want to change that front one out. Let's try that. Not the whole thing. Let's try changing that front one out. Yeah, it looks a little low. I don't know. Yeah, it looks a little low. I think we were better with the other way. But you can try this if you just got a couple of them messed up and see if it works. And go all the way down as you're doing it. And if that doesn't work, then you're gonna have to get on the web or watch videos and get it all set up. But that's kind of the best way to do it without actually going through all, learning it all, and getting your measurements and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this back together. I'm going to try to get this back together and see if we can get it to work just like I just started doing. All right? I'll be right back. Okay, I just got this loaded. That looks pretty close to me. I mean, you can rub your finger down it and it looks like it's flush and doesn't sink in. That looks pretty good. And then these are going to be our top pins right there. So let's I'm going to go ahead and take it all back apart, but now I know where they supposedly go, I hope. And then we're going to put it back together and see if it works. And if it works, then you guys can go, hey, I might be able to do that. All right, be right back. Okay, we loaded it back together, and I got my clip on the back. And here is the control key. And we're going to run that in. We're at control, as you see. It's all the way in there. And we are operating. I got a little hang up there because I don't have the key pushed in right. But yeah, we're at operating. So it's ready to go back out. So yeah, it's you can figure it out, guys, without actually having to have the charts. As long as you get a couple of these stacks right, you can pretty well figure out the rest. It's a lot of fun if you're into puzzles, and that's kind of what I like, is puzzles. So thanks for watching, everybody. Stay legal and have fun. Bye.